Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis. Rockport, Texas is behind me and I am heading to Corpus Christi. Thought we'd have a little drive video, maybe some rambling on my part, maybe a rant or two. I hear we have cold weather coming tomorrow, not even cool weather, cold weather. So I think when I woke up this morning, it was about 54 degrees. And then the cold weather actually comes tomorrow. What do we got here? Some construction. This is our third set of construction. What are you guys working on? Can't tell. Do you know why construction companies pay flagmen more than they do the guys that shovel? Because it's harder to lean on a flag than it is a shovel. Boom. Bad dad joke out of the way right away this morning. Heading to Corpus. Gonna run a few errands, do a little bit of filming. I keep going off because there's just so much construction. When we hit this Gregory area, we will basically be in construction all the way to the places that we are going and all the way back until we come back to Gregory. The amount of progress in Corpus is astounding. But here in Portland, Texas, they added you know what? It's right on the border. I actually don't know if it's Gregory or Portland. They added a refinery, and I think it's a plastics refinery is the final goal. And they took what was a little back country road, 70 miles an hour, when I moved to Portland about ballpark 5 years ago. Within 6 months, that little country road was slowed to 30 miles an hour, and they started setting up the massive refinery. They've been working on that for years, if you've been with me a long time, you've seen some of the amazing, 10-story high pieces of the puzzle coming in. I mean, they built a dirt and gravel road, 6 lanes wide, from the water where they unload this stuff all the way to the refinery. And certain nights they'll close the highway down to bring the equipment in. Changing lanes using my turn signals. Give it a try, kids, if you can. For those of you that don't know, on most standard US cars, when your hand's on the steering wheel, if you just kind of slide it down, there's a little sticky thing. It's like a stick on the side of your steering column, turn signals. And there's lights on the front and back of your car, and it lets people know what direction you're going. I don't want to go on about it, but just give it a try. I know it's a controversial issue. It's kind of like the vaccine, so it's up to you whether you use them or not. But I try to use them. I'm trying to figure out what's rattling here in the car. Is that my teeth? No, they're in my mouth today. That's good. Let's try that. I still have some items on my front seat that I've been organizing and moving around. They got to go to the back, but I might have to lose one of my older duffel bags and replace it with one of the new ones, and there's just not enough room. Either I got to get rid of more stuff or lose weight, and I don't really want to lose weight because I'm a man and I weigh what a man weighs. You know what I'm saying? I'm big-boned. Actually paying attention to the turns here. Here comes the construction, kids. Yeah, Gregory, and they're, you used to have to get off the highway when you were coming from the opposite direction and go hit a stop sign and come under the highway and hit another stop sign and basically go through a residential neighborhood to get back on the other highway that takes you through up to Taft and onward to Sinton. But they're putting in an overpass, which is major construction, and there's new jobs in the area. A lot of people coming. It's really gotten built up quickly over here. Here's the construction barrels. Pretty sure construction barrels are now the state bird of Texas. Here come the comments. No, man, I Googled it. The construction barrels are not the state bird. It's okay, folks. It's just jokes. And if you say, well, jokes are supposed to be funny, I'm like, well, I see your point. You got me there. I notice people like to use pro wrestling tactics now in their conversations. You know, like you can't just talk to anyone anymore. It's everyone turns into Hulk Hogan. You know, well, let me tell you, brother. You know, and if there's something that you don't understand or that you're afraid of, you have to give it a slang name. You have to say Sleepy Joe Biden or One Hump Trump or the jab. What other injection have you ever gotten that you've called the jab? And if you don't want to get a vaccine, don't get a vaccine. I don't care. I do not care. But why do you have to give it a negative name? The jab. Everyone likes to see what Wolf Blitzer and Tucker Carlson said that day and then repeat it like it's gospel. Those people get paid to make you scared, so you gotta, like a cliffhanger in an old TV show, you gotta come back and see what's going on. And if you'll notice, there's two types of news stories. The ones that scare you and never end, that they drag out as long as possible, and the ones that scare you for a week and then you never hear about it again. You know? There's no follow-up anymore. I had a guy tell me, we were talking about how that was the news today, and you're not allowed to be in the mainstream media. That's all media, folks. There's not one person doing a newscast or a podcast that isn't getting paid for it. YouTube is paying me right now. They're not paying me much, but they're paying me. So gather information from many different sources and then form your own opinion. Don't form your opinion and then just read the news sources that agree with you. Yeah, you're never going to learn nothing. Another good way to learn something is to listen. Remember how when you went to school, the teacher talked and you listened? That's how you learn stuff. If you're talking, unless you're asking an intelligent question, you're probably not learning anything. And since I'm talking to you now, I'm not learning anything. I read the comments, and then I go, is that true? Let me look that up. Okay, that's bull. Okay, this guy's making stuff up. Okay, this woman's got a good point. I can see why she thinks that way. And when you just want to attack people and disagree with people before they even finish the sentence, you're not going to learn anything. I really have trouble talking to anyone that allows me to finish a sentence, which is probably why I do these 10-minute rambling videos. I only interrupt myself. I actually have notes for this video, and my note is, talk about the amusement parks you went to growing up and the fun you had. So much for that information, huh? maybe on the way back from Corpus. Well, we made it through the Portland Gregory. See that little dive Motel 6 right there? Their rooms aren't bad. I stayed there maybe 5 or 6 times. Never had any trouble. It's been years since I stayed there, but when I first started boondocking, I would stay there like once every 2 weeks and take about 5 baths and 10 showers and sleep in a bed and watch TV. And I have no desire to do that anymore. I've adapted so that even a hotel doesn't appeal to me anymore. I'd rather sleep in my truck. Now, maybe on those nights when it's 110 with the heat index, you could probably talk me into air conditioning, but I had people tell me horror stories about that hotel, and I never saw any of it. And I also, like, now that I'm thinking about the people that told it to me, they lied about everything else, so why not the hotel? Seems like the fog is kind of burning off. That's a good thing. You can kind of see Corpus Christi on the left there. It's pretty amazing to me that I can see it clearly with my naked eye, but then I look in the camera and it's just like a speck. I said speck, I didn't curse, just so you guys know. So here comes another causeway. Nueces Bay on the right, Corpus Christi Bay on the left. We're coming up to North Beach. I'm going to give you a shot of the lighthouse, guys. That looks the same as it did like 6 weeks ago when we came here to check it out. Still getting ready to drive for Uber. I do not want to, but apparently I do enjoy paying my bills on time, my truck payment, car insurance, phone, and then I have several credit cards, and I use them every month at least once and pay them off every month just to, for a guy that lives in his truck, I have excellent credit. I have a crack in my windshield, but I've got good credit. So here comes the lighthouse, guys. Looks about the same, right? Pretty neat. Did they do something with the stones? Does that look different to you guys? We might have to stop over there on the way back. No, I don't know. I mean, are they going to put some kind of plaster on that and then paint it white? Because I really like the stonework. I hope not. Well, guys, we're getting ready to go over the bridge, and I don't want to film that because I think we go down to 1 lane or something, they said, with construction. So I appreciate you guys all riding along today. Thanks for letting me rant. We'll talk about amusement parks another time. Thanks for watching.